Before the days of Sonic, Alex Kidd was a staple mascot for Sega who were trying to take on the growing Goliath that was Nintendo. Alex Kidd in Miracle World was Sega's answer to the platform and developed specifically for a home console and compete with Mario. Later on in the Master System's life, the game was built into the system. Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle on the Mega Drive was one of the first games I've ever played, and beating it so many times, I was coming into Miracle World expecting to beat this on my first try. How wrong could I be? Alex Kidd is a 7-year-old kid who trains himself to punch rocks with his fists. Then one day he finds a dying man who tells him that the city Raxidane is in grave danger. Janken the Great takes over the planet by turning most citizens into stone. Can't be a coincidence. And Alex Kidd sets off to rescue his family and stop Janken the Great and his minions. The story is more complex than necessary for an 8-bit platformer, especially when you consider that most would try to skip the text in favor of actually playing the game anyway. The controls are very sensitive. You don't have much control of Alex in the air, and he slips around like Luigi. Sega should rename him Nervous Kid. Like Super Mario Bros., when you're moving, you can't go back. To reach the end of a level, Alex has to reach a rice ball. I wonder how many rice balls he eats a day. Instead of stomping on enemies, Alex Kidd punches them with his big yet tiny fist. His fist is nearly as big as his head, yet it seems like such a small attack, and the range is minimal at best. When you combine this with the fact that you die with one hit, it's a lot more challenging than it looks. I recommend getting the projectile ring whenever possible. Bashing boxes with question marks on them give you an extra life, a power up, or a thing that tries to kill you unless you run away from it. If you stand on top of a purple skull box, you immediately get that thing again. Bashing the star boxes give you money. The money is used to purchase useful items like a projectile ring, motorbike, and a pedicopter. So it has some RPG elements added to the mix. But when you try to collect the money, the hit detection is horrible. There are 17 levels in this game. The design is pretty good. It differs from cliffs to forests, underwater, volcano caves, and castles. Even though these settings would be used more than once, there's not much to complain about. The music's a little bit repetitive, but it's still pretty good, particularly the underwater music. However, there are two things I hate about Miracle World, so much so that it takes the enjoyment away from this game as a whole. The most annoying part is the Janken battles. Most bosses are henchmen named after Janken moves like Stone Head, Scissors Head, and Paper Head. I know it's the game's signature feature both in the gameplay and story, but the reason I hate these battles is because there is absolutely no skill involved whatsoever. You choose paper, scissors, or rock and hope for the best. If you're playing it for the first time, you'll have no idea what to expect unless you've seen a walkthrough. Combined with the fact there are no continues, which is also another fatal flaw in this game, it's relentless. The idea of going all the way back to the start of the game just because of your own luck, considering you have only a 33% chance of winning a Janken battle, is an absolute joke. The longer I play this, the further I get, but imagine how much better it would be if I didn't have to do the first levels over and over again. I don't know how I did it in the Enchanted Castle. Alex Kidd in Miracle World received critical acclaim, but playing it myself in the 21st century, I really can't see why. 4 out of 10 is my rating. I admit, I think I'm gonna get a lot of dislikes on this video for giving it such a low rating. But to me, it's not that fun to play because of the slippery controls and zero skill needed for boss battles, but I can understand why people like it. Even though the sequel Enchanted Castle got more mixed reviews, I like that one more as the controls are better and you actually get continues. A limited amount, but enough to beat the game. After Sonic dashed onto the gaming scene, Alex Kidd was jobbed out after the Shinobi World title. To this day, he's only made cameo appearances in Sega-themed games like Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed. I've always wondered why Alex Kidd never caught on. I mean, Sonic was one of the main reasons why, but I just think the concept of paper, scissors, rock in a video game doesn't work. There's no skill involved, and if you play this game a lot, you'll know the upcoming moves of every boss anyway. They should have reworked the Alex Kidd character so the paper, scissors, rock part is taken out of the equation. They did it for Alex Kidd in Shinobi World and that worked, but considering how long it's been, I highly doubt Alex Kidd would ever make a good comeback. I mean, Sonic can't either. Shame, really.